What's up, money growers? Jacob back here with another video. There we go, got the sun down behind the mountains here as I'm driving through the desert in the southwest part of the country. Love living out here. So I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, for those of you guys who don't know. So I moved to Vegas from California years ago, and I love it. So as I'm driving through here, though, I want to talk about something, cover a topic. This is going to be definitely more of an introspective topic, very much asking for audience participation, your guys' thoughts on this, because, I mean, what do we talk about here on this channel, right? I mean, the name is in the title, Money Growth Project. Money, finance, a lot of what I talk is credit and credit cards, building credit, credit scores, ways you can use credit, leverage credit. I mean, we all talk side hustles on here, apps that can help you, right? A lot of finance-related stuff. And, I remember being interested in it from the time I was a kid. That's why when I went to college, I chose to major in business, right? Do undergrad and grad school in business and all that kind of stuff. Whoop, sun is back. And do all that kind of thing just because I liked it. And it's always been just an interest to me. I think the numbers, doing things like with credit, there's so many different things you can do. It's like solving a puzzle, and it's just kind of cool for me. I enjoy learning that kind of thing. So, from the time I was a kid, I had an interest in that. And, but I, like most kids growing up, I'm sure like most of you growing up, got taught little to nothing really about money management, credit, I mean, co-signing, anything related to the world of finance. And it's just interesting to me to think about this, like, why don't more parents teach their kids? Like, I'd say most parents probably, again, teach little to nothing to their kids. And oftentimes they do teach something, they don't know a whole lot. So, you can't teach what you don't know. And oftentimes you get taught something, money habit that might be good for someone else, but maybe it's not good for you or what you want to accomplish. So an example like that could be like Dave Ramsey, who's all about having no debt, cutting up the credit cards, even when he buys real estate investment properties, he buys them with cash. He doesn't buy individual stocks, right? He likes doing the mutual funds. That's Dave's style, and that's what he likes. And it really helps a lot of people, especially if you're just not good with money. I mean, just hanging on to those basics, you can definitely become a millionaire, especially here in the U.S. It's going to take you a while versus someone who's going to take out loans and use debt to buy properties. They deduct expenses, they take all kinds of tax write-offs, they do cost segregation. I mean, there's so many things in the tax code when it comes to investing, not just in real estate, but investing in general, right? Capital gains taxes, right? You hold an asset for more than a year versus holding it less than a year. I mean, having a business, the amount of tax deductions you can get in your business. I mean, like on my YouTube channel, Jacob's Life in Vegas, which I started years ago, I mean, I deduct things on there now that, because that channel's around travel and lifestyle, that, I can deduct my haircuts, going to the gym, taking care of my body, because my image is a big part of the brand, right? A big part of what I talk about Las Vegas is not just Vegas itself, but also me and the lifestyle and living there. So there's all these tax deductions and all these things I had no concept that existed, and I definitely wasn't taught that in my house growing up. I was not taught that in high school. I was not taught that in college. I was not taught that in undergraduate or graduate school, those things. And I was a business major. So you just see really how poorly prepared you are to handle finance when it comes to the real world and it comes to life. And it's interesting that, I think if you ask a lot of people, or like, parents, that are older and their kids have grown up, or if you've ever asked your parents, hey, why wouldn't we learn more? Your parents are probably, going to say something like, well, I just did what my parents did. And that's really what most people do. They just follow what they saw their parents do, or, their grandparents, or whatever people around them and community they grew up in. If they saw all kinds of bad spending habits and just bad toxic mentality in general, there's a good chance they're going to adopt that. Now, some people, they go completely against it because they see how bad it is. They recognize how bad it is, and they're like, dude, I got to get out of this place. And they never want to be broke again. They never want to be in that situation again. They never want to be in that environment. They want nothing to do with it, and they are out. Like, once they can get out, they are out and never looking back. So for some people, growing up in that environment where you don't know anything, you're not taught anything, and you get into adulthood and you're like, why didn't I know all this stuff? How come there's so much opportunity I never had a clue about. So some people, they find that out and they jump and they just run and they go. But almost none of us are taught any of that growing up. Very few people are taught that. So I think a lot of it is just the fact that, people wind up spending so much of their lives just doing what they think other people want them to do, without actually thinking what they want to do. And that's not just with money, but with other things. Because, think why a lot of people go to college. They think you're supposed to, right? I mean, my family didn't have very many people who went to college. On one side, nobody has a bachelor's degree. On the other side, one person, a generation above me, went to the bachelor's level. Another one later, after he was married with kids and did it later in life at an online school. I thought I was the first one in the family to get a master's degree, but I actually have a cousin who's like way older than me who got a master's degree before me. But I didn't even, when I got my master's degree, I thought I was the first in the family. I didn't even know he had one. So even my family doesn't have a lot of college experience. So, when you think of that and the environment you come from, lots of people, they, even if you're going to college, they just think you're supposed to do it. They hear, oh yeah, it's what you do. You go to college, you get a degree, and then you start working, and then you make money, and you put into your 401k, and all that kind of stuff. But these people oftentimes have no idea what they're talking about. They just hear from someone else. They hear from other people, and they think, and because so many other people just, I think also parakeet that notion, it just becomes socially normal, socially acceptable, and it just becomes like the norm, the thing to do. And you think, and you either consciously or unconsciously think that that's what you're quote unquote supposed to do, is follow that route, follow that path. And a lot of people, their parents or family push them into that path. But the thing is, once you get out of college, you're going to find a lot of problems you're going to have. Your parents can't help you with because they don't know any more about the problem than you do. And then as you get into life doesn't care about your degree. Life doesn't care about that paper. You come here into the marketplace and people care about getting value from you, whether that's information, talking in a video, from a podcast. You teach them something they didn't know before. And in this channel, it could be something about credit cards. It could be something about how to improve your credit score. Like I said earlier, having another channel where the business I do is like lifestyle and travel, tax deductions for all kinds of things. I can tax deduct miles I drive to and from the gym, supplements I buy. Like I said, getting a haircut, getting, recovering from my body. Like I've asked my CPA, like if I get a massage, if I get acupuncture, anything to help my body recover. He goes, that's part of your image, it's part of who you are, your brand. So, if you're an accountant, he's like, you can't do that because it's nothing to do with your brand and what you do. But just learning that is so powerful because I'm like, to be able to and deduct that on my taxes and not have to pay taxes on that. Nowhere else I've learned that other than just talking to a professional who actually knows that. So, growing up, it's just crazy to think that there's so much opportunity that your parents didn't even know about. So they couldn't teach you because you can't teach what you don't know. So, I think the big question though is why? Why do most people just not make the decision to know more? Why do they not make the decision to go learn more, to go find the answer, especially the 21st century? You can pull out your phone and find information like that. Even if you don't know the exact right question to ask, you start searching in Google, you start searching like tax write-offs or, maybe weird tax write-offs or crazy tax write-offs, you'll probably find some stuff that you can't believe that people can actually deduct on their taxes. And you start learning. From there, you start learning more and more and more, and you can use that to improve your situation. But, your parents, your family, other people are probably not going to be able to help you with that because most of them are not going to take the time to learn that kind of thing. So, I don't want to go on too long, but I think you guys get the idea. I would like to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, on why more people, parents, family members, why they just don't wind up teaching their kids more. We're taking the time to learn more and then to teach their kids. Because, man, there's so much opportunity. There's so much available. And I myself am just scratching the surface of what's available that you can do. So, geez. So, hey, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. I appreciate you hanging with me. Next time I see you in a video, hey, I hope you have more money. I want you to have more money because there's a lot in this world and there's a lot available. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And until next time, keep growing your money.